So which signs are going to be affected the most by this lunation? It is the mutable signs. The mutable signs are Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. And this is because you're going to either have the square aspect or the opposition aspect. Square aspect pushes us into taking action. The opposition has us dealing with other people. Who's going to be affected highly by Uranus retrograde? It is the fixed signs. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. You are going to be either opposed by this transit or squared by this transit. Square aspect will push us into taking action because we're receiving unexpected news, unexpected things are happening, and we have to immediately take action. Or we're being opposed by others and we have to compromise, meet others halfway. If you were born on or around the 1st, the 2nd of September, a few days before, a few days after, you're also going to be highly impacted by these two events, simply because energy is going to be part of your solar return chart. An excellent time for you to get a solar return chart reading with me. I'm going to be sharing my personal experience with the Uranus retrograde transit. It was absolutely amazing and life-changing. So listen to the entire introduction. I'm not going to repeat these stories for all the ascendant sign readings. Hello YouTube, my name is Rachel Mayo. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. It's absolutely free, no commitments. I'd like to say a big thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Please introduce yourself in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing my videos really helps my channel grow. It's another way to support my channel and show me that you appreciate my work. It also lets the YouTube algorithm know that you love my content. The YouTube algorithm is going to recommend me to other people who love astrology. So please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. I'm going to be discussing how the new moon in Virgo is going to affect you according to your ascendant sign. I'm also going to be talking about what your ruling planet is doing at the time of the lunation. In this discussion, I'm going to add Uranus retrograde. Yes, Uranus is going to be moving retrograde a day before the new moon in Virgo. And this is exciting because whenever an outer planet changes direction, we tend to feel that energy much more intensely on the day that it happens. Just imagine seeing a huge trailer truck turning around, making a U-turn. All traffic has to come to a standstill and give this huge trailer truck room to turn around. So we're definitely going to feel this change in direction. I'm going to encourage you to listen to the entire introduction of this video. This is the part where I go over the chart of the lunation. And this is also where I share my personal stories or some of my clients' experiences. Trust me, you don't want to miss this part. It's going to help you evaluate how this lunation is going to affect you personally. The other reason you should listen to the introduction is because this is where I announce the winners of the free solar return chart readings with me. I announced the 3 winners from last month. They have not yet confirmed that they have won in the comment section. So I'm giving them another chance simply because this is a Labor Day weekend in America. So perhaps you're too busy on vacation or something, or you just didn't bother to listen to the whole introduction. So I'm making an exception this time. I'm going to announce the winners again in the introduction of this video. So if you've been commenting religiously on my past videos and you think you might be a winner, listen to the whole introduction, then let me know in the comments that you are a winner so that we can schedule your reading. And for those people that have been commenting but have not been selected as a winner, I encourage you to keep commenting. Make me notice you. So to enter this contest, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, comment below saying free solar and subscribed. And if you'd like to know how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placement, or perhaps you have questions about upcoming major transits, I have a special discounted reading for you to try me out. It's only $80 for book now. The new moon in Virgo is not exactly one of the most exciting new moons, simply because it deals with mundane things that we do on a daily basis. Virgo is the 6th sign of the zodiac. The 6th house rules over our daily routine. It rules over diet, exercise. It also rules over the work that we do on a daily basis. This house also rules over our pets and our known enemies. And our known enemies could be the things that we do on a daily basis. Could be self-sabotaging habits like smoking, bad eating habits, lack of exercise, drinking too much alcohol or doing drugs, or perhaps even self-harm. This house is a practical house. It's a house of service. It's a house of how we serve others and how we serve ourselves. Basically, it's about how we do our daily lives. And this gets serious for most of us because here in America, this is when children go back to school. So you're probably doing a summer cleanup, you're reorganizing your house. Most of you are probably school shopping, buying things that your children need for school and all the essentials. You're reorganizing your life, you're reorganizing your home and your daily routine, your schedules, your exercise habits. We're basically coming down from the summer high, reorganizing things, getting the essentials and keeping the things that we need to hunker down for the winter, at least on this side of the world. This means that the summer flings and romances are probably ending at this time. We're looking for that partner or relationship that is going to last us through the winter. We're getting down to earth and really practical and making choices that are realistic. The new moon is happening in Virgo on September 2nd at 9:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is New York time, so make sure you're checking for your own time zone in order to get the correct ascendant. This is the last lunation before the eclipses begin. We start experiencing the energy of the eclipses up to a month before the eclipses. So this means that we're already in eclipse season. And if you'd like to know how the eclipses are going to affect you according to your own placements, I have a special reading for that. Book now. This lunation has a lot of energies that are being activated at the same time. We have Pluto retrograding into the sign of Capricorn. I've already discussed how that's going to affect you in the previous videos, so you'll probably need to go and watch that video and tie those aspects into this lunation. Uranus is another planet that is speaking loudly at the time of this lunation. Uranus turned retrograde just the day before the lunation. The new moon in Virgo is happening at 11:11 degrees of Virgo. This is the degree that is highlighted. Find out where 11 degrees is in your natal birth chart and listen for that house. I'm a tropical Western astrologer, so I use the whole sign system when I'm reading for YouTube. But when I'm doing my personal readings, I use the Placidus system because I find that to be much more exact. Uranus turned retrograde on September 1st at 27 degrees of Taurus. He's going to end the retrograde on January 30th next year at 23 degrees of Taurus. Let's also keep in mind that Uranus is turning retrograde conjunct Algol. So this means that the Mars-Uranus Algol conjunction is going to be reactivated. This is the conjunction that happened on July 15. Uranus retrograde is going to shake things up in your Taurus house. So if things have been stagnant in that area, Uranus is going to give you a sudden breakthrough in that house. Uranus is an outer planet. It means that this planet is also going to affect us on a larger scale. And in a fixed earth sign like Taurus, this could mean that the earth is literally going to shake, as in earthquakes in some locations. It could also mean shakeups in our finances, because remember, Taurus is a natural second house of the zodiac. It rules our earning ability, our finances, what we love and value. So expect some shakeups here. As we all know, Algol is a malefic fixed star. It represents some really gnarly things in astrology, like losing your head, as in losing your title, or literally losing your head, or being knocked off your pedestal. This is also the star of massive wealth and riches. So it doesn't always represent something negative in your natal chart. It all depends how this star is aspected. I don't think Uranus retrograde conjunct this malefic star is going to necessarily give off a negative event. And this is because Uranus is harmonizing positively with other planets at the time of the Virgo new moon. For some people, it might just mean that you have to give up something that is no longer working, something that you've been holding on, and Uranus retrograde is going to suddenly cut this out of your life. This is something that probably needed to go. So most people don't think that outer planetary retrogrades really change anything in your life. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened with me with one Uranus retrograde cycle. That happened a little bit earlier when Uranus just entered the sign of Taurus. I'm a late degree Scorpio rising, so sometimes the reading for Sagittarius makes more sense for my chart, simply because Sagittarius covers most of my first house. In May 2018, when Uranus entered Taurus, it entered my 6th house part of my chart. And this is exactly where I've been feeling the Uranus transit. So long story short, I was in between jobs and trying to figure out what to do with my life. And sixth house is the area of the work that we do on a daily basis. I had applied to several jobs while Uranus was moving direct and got nothing. So this area had been stagnant for a while. I didn't think I was going to get hired. And suddenly when Uranus turned retrograde, the day Uranus turned retrograde, I got a call to interview for a job that I had applied for previously. This was for a job in a field that I've never worked in before. So Uranus retrograde brought me a sudden breakthrough. I got hired for this job working in a private school, something I'd never done before. I actually worked this job for about 3 years, and then it ended suddenly in Uranian style due to the pandemic. So this means that Uranus is going to shake up your Taurus house. You're going to have some type of breakthrough, something that you've been working on for a long time and haven't seen any movement or results. Or perhaps it's going to be you that is going to rebel in that area somehow. You're looking for a breakthrough, you want freedom, you want to rebel in some way in this area. The best way to take advantage of this energy is being open to something unusual, something different, something advanced, something futuristic, and even something that you've never done before. So if you're one of those people who only wants to stick to something that they know, something they've done before, you're working against this energy. You have to have an open mind. And I think the fixed star algo is really going to help with this retrograde cycle, because it's going to cut off your old habits and your old expectations and your old way of doing things. Uranus is giving you this breakthrough to pull you out of your self-limitations. This breakthrough and change of direction is going to help you evolve. So as promised, I said I would be announcing the 3 winners of the free solar return chart reading with me. The winners are Kiki 88880, Blue Heart CH4XG, Chicago Shidell 4054. So if you're one of the lucky winners, let us know in the comments so that I can schedule you for your free reading. So if you didn't win, don't get discouraged. I do this contest every month. So if you already commented in my other videos, I'm going to encourage you to keep commenting on all my videos. Make me notice you. If you enjoy the content of this video, please hit like, share, and subscribe. So let's go over the chart of the lunation. We're going to right away go over to the sign of Virgo and see what we have in Virgo. We have the moon and the sun conjunct at 11 degrees of Virgo. The conjunction of the sun and the moon is essentially the definition of a new moon. We also have Vesta transiting the sign of Virgo, the devotional flame. So we're really going to be devoted to wherever we're going to initiate at the time of this lunation. Let's look for the ruler of the lunation. The ruler of the lunation is planet Mercury. Mercury is transiting direct, finally, in the sign of Leo. Mercury is transiting at around 23 degrees of Leo. Mercury in this sign is unable to aspect his own lunation because these two signs are next to each other. They do not communicate. So the ruler of the lunation is not touching this lunation. Mercury in the sign of Leo is thinking about, what do you really love and value? What makes you happy? What brings joy to your heart? So whatever we're going to be initiating at this lunation, we have to think about those things. Mercury is aspecting Uranus in a square aspect. This aspect has already happened before. This is a challenging aspect because it's going to bring up things that we probably don't want to deal with. It's going to bring up something unexpected news. And this is also because Uranus is very powerful at the time of this lunation. He just recently went retrograde the day before. It's essentially stationary retrograde, making him very powerful. Remember that Uranus retrograde is conjunct fixed star algo. This is a malefic fixed star, and I've already talked about it earlier in the introduction. This square aspect is kicking up things that we don't want to deal with, and we're probably going to be pushed into taking action because that is what a square aspect does. It pushes us into taking necessary action. This could bring sudden unexpected events or unexpected news, which is most likely news that is not pleasant. So let's look over on the opposite side in the sign of Pisces. We see that we have Saturn transiting retrograde at around 16 degrees of Pisces. We also have Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, transiting retrograde at around 29 degrees of Pisces. The opposition to Saturn is not exact at the time of the lunation. However, the moon moves very fast, so it's going to catch up to Saturn in a day or so. The sun also moves very fast. And we'll catch up with Saturn in about 3 days. The opposition from Saturn is a negative aspect. It's a depressing aspect. Saturn is going to be restricting something here, or asking you to obey the rules and regulations with whatever it is that you're going to be initiating. I think the opposition aspect is actually helpful, because the things that we're going to be initiating in Virgo, they are things that require us to stick with them, things that are going to require discipline. If you're going to be initiating a diet, you're going to require discipline and resilience. So you're going to have to stick to the diet, to the proportions. You're going to have to stick to the exercise regimen. And if it is a job that you're going to begin at this time, of course, it's going to require you to adhere to the rules of the job, waking up on time and organizing things in your life so that you can function, efficiently. Saturn has no room for laziness here. Whenever we need discipline or something to last, we need an aspect from Saturn. So this aspect is actually very helpful in helping us stick with our new beginnings, stick with our plans, and stick with discipline. So looking at this chart, we have a few planets at their anaretic degree, critical degree, signaling endings. Even though this is new moon energy, we have a lot of ending energy in this chart. And this makes sense because in order to have a real brand new beginning, we need to do a lot of letting go. And with Mercury, the ruler of the lunation, being in the sign of Leo, we have to ask ourselves what is truly important to us. What makes us happy? Leo is the 5th house of the zodiac. This is the house of entertainment, romance. It's the house of luck. This is the house that rules over our creative ability, and our greatest creation are our children. So our children are also involved here. I see this really making sense for people who have children. You're reorganizing your children's daily routines that make sense because the vacation is over. It's time to get serious and reorganize your children's lives in a way that makes sense because they're going back to school. It's time to get serious. We have Pluto at the anaretic degree in Capricorn, 29 degrees, retrograding back into Capricorn. I've discussed this in the previous video. Go and watch that video to make sense of it. We have Neptune also at the anaretic degree, 29 degrees of Pisces. Square Mars, who's also at 29 degrees of Gemini. This square aspect is going to bring some haziness at the time of this lunation. This could bring haziness in our communications, in our actions, and in our thinking, and in our immediate environment. This could be with our siblings or our neighbors, or with gadgets like our phone and our computers. Mars here is dealing with communication, and it could be very aggressive communication. The square to Neptune is going to bring some confusion and haziness. And this is because Neptune in the sign of Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, this is the house where we are blind. This is the house where we don't see clearly and probably need the help of another person to see what's going on in this area. It is also the house where we self-sabotage through addictions like drinking and doing drugs. But if you're drinking and driving, this aspect could cause a major accident. So be very careful at this time. Don't let your escapist habits jeopardize the lives of others and yourself. And for others who are in a conflict with other people, don't take sudden impulsive action. Really think about what you're doing before you do it. Your actions right now could have lasting effects on your life. This transit could impact your life in a very negative way. The other reason why the square aspect to Neptune is really important is because, of course, at 29 degrees, a critical degree, it's an ending degree. It's a karmic degree. And the other reason why this transit is also very fated and karmic is because Mars is the ruler of the transiting North Node in Aries. So he is setting the direction of your future. So whatever you do now, whatever decisions you make, positive or negative, they're going to absolutely impact your life and possibly have lasting consequences. I know this lunation sounds very serious, but it is a time to get serious, and there is supportive energy because Pluto is trining this lunation. It is a wide trine, so it is going to impact this lunation positively. This lunation is also trining Uranus retrograde. It's another wide trine, but it's still impactful. And Uranus is also trine Pluto. This is forming a loose grand earth trine. So this means that if you stay grounded, you can have really positive results. Make initiations that are positive, that will stay in your life for a very long time. The other positive aspect that I almost overlooked is the fact that the ruler of this lunation, Mercury, is forming a trine aspect to Chiron, who's transiting at around 23, almost 23 degrees of Aries. This is really positive because Mercury is trying to heal past hurts, all the things that could have probably gone wrong when Mercury was turning retrograde. This is time to talk about things that really matter, things that are really close to your heart.